I saw this headline on, I think, one of the YouTube suggested videos. It must have been from First Take today. I thought it was a good one, though. Who do you think's story is more impressive to getting to the Super Bowl, Stafford or Burrow, up to this point?
I kind of like Burrow's story, bro.
Do you?
LSU, you win the Natty. So you transfer to LSU, you win the Natty. You go number 1 overall. You tear your ACL. Then you come back, and now you go into the Super Bowl with the same receiver that you went to the Super Bowl with when you were at LSU also, and Jamar Chase. And you both are doing it super young in a year where just, a year ago, 2 years ago, y'all were the laughingstock. Y'all were the worst team ever. When I think of Stafford, I just look at him like,
they were the worst team when they drafted him. Yeah. I forgot about that.
Like when I think of Stafford, I just say like, you're the kid that was at the bad school, but you were the best player. Then you just transferred over. You're Kevin Love, but obviously way more accomplished and way better version of that. But that's kind of how I looked at that. Whereas Burrow, you are to Cincy what they thought Stafford could be to Detroit. That's the nature of it. Like they thought that Stafford could come in here, turn it around. They had Calvin Johnson. All right, let's go ahead and try to build this thing up and win it. They couldn't do it there. Joe, think about how many draft classes has it been between you getting Joe, you getting Logan Wilson, and then the following year you go ahead and you get Jamar Chase. Those are just 3 draft classes. Maybe even 2 if I think about it. If it might be 2.
This is his second season.
Yeah, so it's just 2 classes. So yeah, like to see how fast you can go from this extreme to now you are playing in the Super Bowl and not just getting there. Who would you take out? Took out the Chiefs on the road in their spot and in overtime, and they got the coin flip. You went to Tennessee, you got them as well.
That's the big one because Raiders they could have lost that Raiders.
Yeah, so I'm thinking to myself like you had some very legitimate competition that you had to get through to get here, and like you said, this is 2 years removed from you being the worst team in the NFL. It's crazy.
I get what you're saying. For me, I'm thinking more personally.
Yeah.
Because team-wise, you're right. Bengals being the worst, bringing in like a rookie head coach like Zach Taylor, then bringing in Burrow and how they have been able to elevate like this. I'm thinking for personal lows, like Burrow hasn't had like really a personal. Out the ACL, it's like an injury.
Rough though, bro.
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but like Stafford never won a playoff game with the Lions. Dismal franchise. The part that you got me with yours though is like Stafford never elevated the Lions like Burrow has up to this point. But I'm just thinking story low Stafford. We don't know who he is really. We know he's this really talented guy.
Because he's playing in Detroit though.
Yeah, can he step up in the big moments? And that's what I like, where he went toe to toe with Brady, even though everything was collapsing right in front of him. It's a tie game. He made the big throws, and now they're in the Super Bowl.
So that's what I want to ask you though. Which do you think is more important, going toe to toe with Brady at this stage versus that Bucs team, versus Joe Burrow having to go to Arrowhead versus this Chiefs team? Because people view this Chiefs team as the best team. Like they figured, hey, this is going to be the Chiefs' next run for 4 years. Like chalk it up, Super Bowls, that's it. We were saying that Brady, he's always in it. You never want to bet against him, but no one felt that the Bucs team was to that extent, especially after the AB situation played out. You know, we're like, yo, you don't have AB, they don't have Godwin. Like, how are they even going to be able to sustain this? But with that Chiefs team, they were viewed as the big bad wolf. And they had just came off that crazy impressive game against Buffalo. People were saying, oh, that's the most watched game. Was that the best playoff game of all time? And all these other like accolades they want to put on that game. And it's like, yo, Joe Burrow a week later with the O-line that we know is horrendous went out there and still got it done. Like to me, I think that storyline to me just takes a little bit more, man. But
I think
they're both for crazy storylines.
I think I'm less surprised with the Burrow and Cincinnati beating Mahomes, whereas like with Stafford just not knowing what he's gonna do. And I feel at that point, like, because this for him, this season is career defining. If you
without a doubt, it is. Yeah.
So that's why I think there's just so much more weight on Stafford's season right now, and it's a cool story for the ups and the downs with Detroit, and then even the ups and the downs in that game to overcome it. Whereas like with Burrow, I don't know, dude, just he's been money. Like everything he's touched turned to gold up to this point. So it's like I'm less surprised, but you're right. All the shit from LSU getting drafted, Bengals, terrible franchise, 2 years in, now they're in the Super Bowl. All that plays into it. Because whenever I saw the headline, I'm like, both of these stories are really good.
And it's
I like
it
for
that's
Stafford,
him and his
though.
boy too. Like I think of Burrow and Chase. Like I was thinking to myself, like, man, if one of my like college boys, if we won the Natty in college, then 2 years later we back compete for the Super Bowl, and it's because of me and you. It's not like, oh, Burrow is cooking but Chase is a nobody, or Chase is cooking and Burrow's a nobody. It's like No, y'all two are the main reason why y'all wanted at LSU, and now y'all showing y'all the main reason why y'all can win it at the NFL level. Like, that's just nuts to me, man. But for Stafford, when you brought up a lot of great stuff personally, I even bring up the situation with his wife. Remember, she had the tumor. I want to say the brain tumor, and they had to cut it out of her. That was 3 years ago. Yeah. That was something else he had to deal with. We talked about the broken back that he was playing with, stuff like that. So I think of all of that as well. And like I said, both storylines are insane.
Both are good.
Both are insane.
There's just different angles you want to take on it.
Yeah.
Because Burrow, I think,
they said Romo has the script. Huh? Nah, I looked down at the chat. It was like, yo, Tony Romo got the script, man. He gonna call it all out. Don't worry. It's true. He gonna call
Who's doing the Super Bowl?
I don't know. It might be.
I don't know either.
Romo did it. Was Romo last year? Because don't they alternate, though, if it's on Fox versus No.
Fox was 49ers Chiefs.
So
last year might have been CBS.
So then it might be back to Fox then.
Is it NBC? Is NBC not getting any love? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't followed it like that, bro.
I haven't either.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think both are good storylines. You're right. It's just kind of like the angle that you want to take for it.
Yeah.
I think I'm just more impressed with Stafford stepping up to this occasion. Whereas Burrow, I'm just less surprised because
the expectations were higher for
Burrow. Dude was a stud at LSU. Whereas Stafford, is this dude a bum or not?
Right.
We were wondering that.
But both were top draft picks, though.
Yeah. But here's the problem. We've seen Stafford's career play out up to this point where expectations kind of went down. Mm-hmm. Or you're just wondering, all right, we know this dude is talent. Yeah. Is it the Detroit scenario? He's had to slug it out for 11, 12 years up there.
Very true.
Now he gets a new situation. They trade Goff. That's what I mean. There's a lot of weight, I felt like, for Stafford this season. Whereas Burrow, this is he's their house money. They've been absolute house money.
Yeah.